Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebstyle.
I am Charles Lewis, your Internet Marketing Specialist.
Welcome back to another fun-filled edition of our podcast. This is podcast number, you can see it right behind us.
237.
237, yes. As always, we have a tip from our previous podcast, and that tip is hidden right here. Having the three threes are important for converting visitors into leads and ultimately customers. What are the three threes you asked?
Three threes. USP, right? 3 letters. What's the other one? CCP, 3 letters. And your CTA, unique selling proposition, your credit and
reliability and confidence.
Confidence. Sorry about that. Confidence and credibility is what the word I was looking for. And of course, your call to action. You need those 3 threes on every page of content that you publish in order to increase your chances for getting conversions.
Conversions are good, right?
Conversions are awesome.
They are awesome.
Conversions are phenomenal.
Conversions
is the whole reason we do this.
So this is something really important. Please remember, we are your friendly, local, neighborhood, top position snatchers.
Yes.
Where our mantra is,
don't be a douche.
Do not be a douche. That is not a good look. If you're in a position right now, you can tweet. And what you should tweet is
hashtag SEO podcast. This is number 237. Be sure to tag us in it at Best SEO Podcast at eWebstyle. That way we can follow you back and do all of our social networking stuff.
All right, you can get another one. There's 3 things that you can do for us. They're really simple. One of them has 3 steps. The first one that has the 3 steps is go onto iTunes, create an account, write a review. The next thing you could do for us is you could actually write a review on our G Plus page.
Yes.
It's easy to get to our G Plus page only because we've made it easy. It's not that easy from Google's perspective because they have a lot of numbers and all that stuff. All you need to do is go to e-webstyle.com/G
plus
or
/G plus
or
Google plus
or
Google plus.
All of those will take you to our G Plus local page where we would ask that you
leave us a review, put us in a circle, give us a +1.
Make sure you give us a +1 because currently our page has 31 +1s and 45 reviews. I wonder what the overlap is. It's probably all just +1s and then 45 separate reviews that
probably
doesn't +1 us. And there's one other thing that you can do. You can write us a review on Facebook. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/eWebstyle. And all you need to do is go there. You'll see on the lower right-hand corner that, lower right-hand corner. Somewhere. Off on the right, above the fold, is a place with stars, and you can actually add more stars. Now, if you're ready. Now, one other thing that I'd like you to do, we are constantly looking for talented PHP and WordPress programmers. If you are one of those and are looking to work with us, then you can call 713-510-7846. And remember, there are always a bunch of ways you can contact us.
Yes.
Facebook.com/eWebstyle. YouTube.com/eWebstyle. Twitter.com/eWebstyle. And Instagram.com/eWebstyle. All of those will get you to us somehow. And there's one other place you could write us a review, Stitcher. Yeah, so just go there, write us a review. We need a couple more there.
Yeah. Did we create eWebstyle.com/Stitcher?
I don't think we can.
Oh.
Yeah, so you kind of have to go to Stitcher and search for the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
We have a referral program. You have an SEO customer. You send them to us. They pay their bill. We pay you.
Pretty simple.
Free website analysis. Go to our website, e-webstyle.com/nothing.
Yeah.
Just to make that clear. And fill out a form, and we'll get a website analysis over to you. And now for our segment, the segment we all love, the segment with the amazing graphical special effects thing. Thank you, because literally I had no word. The algorithm cataclysm. Oh yeah, that was good.
That's almost Godzilla-ish.
Yeah.
You know, like, exactly. So big algorithm cat this week. So on May 20th, Matt Cutts sent it out, tweeted, right? Google is rolling out our Panda 4.0 update.
4.0.
Say that again.
4.0.
That's huge. I had Chris say that twice because normally this is not like 3.8, 3.9, or
3.1296.
Exactly.
Or 3.141917. Oh, that's pi.
That's pi? Okay,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've heard that number sometimes. Yeah. It's not that. They actually rolled to a whole new number. And so that's usually an indicator that it's a pretty huge one. And so pretty big. Marketing Land, they actually reported that this would affect 7.5% of searches.
7.5. Wow,
that's bigger than the normal 1 point blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know, and it has. It was pretty big. Big brands were affected.
Yeah.
eBay, kicking the shin to you guys.
Yeah.
Those guys. So
well. Google just kicked you in the shin. Just make that clear.
Yeah, I like eBay. Yeah, I use it.
eBay is a good thing. Yeah.
But yeah, most of their category pages. So if we did a search for like a product, right, you'd probably get Walmart, Target, you know, Amazon, and then you'd get 2 or 3 eBay subpage listings, category pages for those products.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Wow.
They're gone. You know,
wow.
And so, but I think that goes back to something we were saying recently about optimizing category pages.
Yeah.
If you have a page and you have multiple products on that page because it's a category page, that page still needs relevant content. It needs some proper optimization done to it. So a 4.0 wouldn't affect you.
Yeah, no. And because it's 4.0 and not like 3.1419, whatever, that means that it's affected both the indexing and
it was a refresh and
index.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, cool. An actual algorithm cataclysm. That's actually the biggest one we've had in a while.
Mm-hmm.
All right, a little bit of news. Google's working on a 3D tablet, so it's got 2 cameras on it, so it can take 3D images. It's kind of cool. It'd be interesting to see how they're going to tie that in. Remember the recent acquisition of Oculus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see what they're going to do with that. Could probably have some fun games, which I don't play.
Don't have time to.
Google, exactly.
Just don't have the time.
Yeah, I would love to. That looks awesome. I don't have 16 hours to learn how to get started. Google has surpassed Apple as the most valuable brand. I don't know if you saw that in the news. I don't even know how they figure it out. And let the debating begin.
Yeah. Well, Larry Page mentioned something to that. You know, he released that Google's annual letter from the exec sort of deal the other day. And so he kind of hinted towards that. So.
Well, so one of the interesting things that is kind of quite easy to point out is I don't think for any Google product, when it launches, there is a line of people sleeping on the sidewalk to get it, ever.
That's true.
Right. Now, there may be billions of people affected by it, 4.0 as an example, but no one's waiting in line to get affected by it.
Interesting concept.
Right? So then they're talking about the value of the brand versus the insanity behind the brand or whatever, whatever you want to call that. It's interesting. Sprint is paying a $7.5 million fine for do not call violations. That's kind of ironic. So when you get on the government do not call list, they call anyway.
Yeah.
7.5.
Sprint paying the fine though?
Because they're the ones who making the sales calls.
Oh, Sprint themselves?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, Sprint.
Yeah, like you don't have the database. Actually, I think they had a database error, like somebody deleted it or something. They reported it to the FCC, but instead of stopping all calls, they didn't fix the problem. Which you can kind of imagine if you have a team of 1,000 salespeople there and you're like, okay, we can't make calls until the database guy fixes the database, which will probably take 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I thought this was really interesting because there's a lot of
kicking the shins to use Sprint.
Yeah.
And I use Sprint. Yeah. That's my provider.
Yeah. Same here. This is pretty cool that Google is actually offering the best route for Netflix. So Google is doing their broadband service. It probably has a fancy name or something, or a simple name that's not broadband.
There's fiber.
Google Fiber. There you go. So Google Fiber is offered in some cities, and you can petition to try and get it.
Way faster than broadband.
Way faster than broadband. Absolutely. And their intent is to even allow like Netflix servers. So the opposite of Comcast charging extra to Netflix because Netflix is such a huge demand. And we spoke about this maybe 5 podcasts ago.
Yeah.
The statistics are insane. In terms of bandwidth utilization, Netflix is the largest by like 10 factors, or by a factor of 10 or more. So they're using a lot of bandwidth. So it kind of makes sense as a provider, Comcast, to charge more because you guys are using all the bandwidth. Google has the opposite approach. They have a more customer-centric approach. I just want to provide the best possible service to my customers. Netflix, if you'd like, you can actually host your servers at our NOC. So now they're even closer to your customers, and they get even better experience using our service.
Yeah. And in return, we'll likely just ask for AdSense ads.
Yeah, we'll market the crap out of them.
Yeah, they'll be ran, you know, in between shows. You have to see a video ad that I can control probably through AdWords, which kind of be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to that point.
Samuel L. Jackson, in the middle of his Pulp Fiction dialogue, says, "Make sure to tune in to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing." And then back.
Yeah, and back to the podcast. That would be kind of cool.
All right, and finally we have a review. So it was a close call.
Yeah. I saw you at the tattoo shop. And
ready to go. It was fired up. It was buzzing. And then I was like, oh, we got a review. So this is from Chris Churchill, his icon. You know who that is,
Oh,
right?
that's the
Beaker.
Muppets. Yeah.
Beaker.
I don't know what but they can always understand him though. I can't never understand him, but everybody else.
Yeah, you understand him. Why are you going to do that to me? I didn't volunteer for this. You didn't ask me if I could do that. I didn't know you were going to do that. That was my favorite character. I actually have like a pendant my wife bought me for it because this is such a cool character. Anyway, this review is 5 stars. And that's Big Ups, best SEO podcast on iTunes. I've been listening to Charles and Chris for nearly 2 years now.
2 years? Man, so that's probably 5165.
Wow. Great to see their podcasts are nearly up to date on iTunes as well. Yeah, we're narrowing
almost
in.
there.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
Very cool. So punch in the face to Chris Churchill, the Beaker.
Got a couple other punches in the face as well. I want to give a punch in the face to Renee Graskrauts, if I pronounced that right. She's on Twitter at @ITeachBlogging. She says, at Chuck and at eWebStyle. Have a great day. Do some SEO magic.
Yeah.
We'll try. Yeah, we'll
Or how
definitely
about just
try.
a pirate? Arr.
Yeah, I still think that's a
Pirate.
Yeah,
Not
the
a
pirate.
That's a Google monster.
The pirate.
Okay. Let you know.
So one quick marketing news before we get to our meet. 78% of local mobile searches result in offline purchases.
78%?
Which
Wow.
makes sense. I mean, if you're on a mobile device and you're looking for something local, that means likely in your immediate vicinity.
Yeah, I'm like,
If you find it, you will, like 78% of the time, you're going to go buy it.
yep, Taco Bell. That's me.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm looking up Taco Bell, it's because I'm on my way to a Taco Bell.
Exactly.
So yeah, that may even be a little low, right?
Well, I think, I think maybe for specific niches it changes. Any restaurants or something like that,
Yeah.
of course, probably 100%.
Yeah.
Right?
Or damn close. Or like I changed my mind because I saw Jack in the Box and they have cheaper tacos.
Exactly. But maybe if it's a specific product, maybe you are price shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like the other day, I was trying to find a webcam that was compatible with my Mac.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, that was the most difficult search I ever did.
It seems like that should be easy.
Radio Shack, Best Buy, and I went.
Oh, it's because it has to be FireWire, right? Wow.
And so, and the other equally frustrating thing about it was that they both had the same products. And so as soon as I got to Best Buy, I was like, oh,
yeah,
I read all of those.
I've seen these already. They're not Mac compatible.
And then with the third equally frustrating deal was the rep who I finally decided to talk to just because I made that trip and I'm going to talk to somebody and not go off my own intellect. Was like, oh yeah, we have some for Mac, and brought me right back to the same exact section. And then surveyed them and began doing everything I had done at Radio Shack.
Painful.
And I just watched them.
Like, nope, not that one. Nope, they're all USB.
No, they're all just Windows.
Oh.
They're all just Windows.
Do you have
Logitech.
Do you have a USB?
Yeah,
you do. Of course you do. I was thinking that you only
no,
had
it wasn't really the FireWire issue. It was just
no software, no
software.
drivers. Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah.
Dude, did you finally get one?
Well, I saw one at Fry's online, and I'm debating on either ordering it or going to Fry's to go look at it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'd go look at it. It's always fun to go to Fry's.
Not for me, because I always spend.
Oh.
And I always come out with something that I really don't need, but maybe kind of need. And
I don't need, but must have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so.
Cool. So maybe you'll have, by after Memorial Day, you'll have a camera for your Mac.
Definitely. And so you want to get to the meat?
Yeah, let's get to the meat of the podcast.
Man, so I got a pretty good article here, man. I got this one from Search Engine Land. This was published by Arnie Kane, or Quinn, Quenn. Arnie K, punch in the face there, or at Arnie K. That's his Twitter.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he posted this article, top tips for optimizing your content. Then 9 experts weigh in. And so I thought this was, first off, just a pretty cool article. So it was more than just, his perspective of the best ways to optimize your content. He actually found 9 experts in our industry and got their input.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty good.
That's
great thought, great idea, great execution. The article was well put together, and each one of the experts gave kind of a tip and a mistake. And so we'll go through that. So number 1 was a guy named Alan Blyce, or Bleweis. Alan is a forensic SEO consultant. He specializes in site audits. Anyway,
forensic SEO consultant. I want to be that when I grow up.
Yeah, like we might be that already.
Does it say that on your card?
I'm going to add it to my bio.
Add it to the bio. I'm a forensic SEO consultant.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
Sounds investigative.
Yeah, it sounds more than just SEO expert. It sounds like there's police work involved, right?
So anyway, Alan's tip is everything you do for SEO needs to be held up against QUART. Pretty good, right? QUART, QUART.
Oh, cool. I like that.
Quality, uniqueness, authority, relevance, and trust.
I like it.
Thought that was awesome.
Very cool.
And I totally agree. And I think what he's really saying with QUART is spend time and understand how your content is going to affect your business, right? That's my take on QUART, right? It must have quality, it must be relevant, people must be able to trust it. But when creating that content, make sure you understand that what you're producing, what you're creating, what you're about to publish, at the end of the day, how is that going to affect your business? Is it going to increase your ranking so people can convert more? Is it going to, increase visibility for some other products or features you offer? What is that content going to do? And I think you got to understand that. And QUART is a great way to figure that out. So punch in the face to Alan for that. One of his mistakes, he says, some people become fixated on the individual signals like inbound links and keyword usage. And I totally agree. Because this is not, 2005 anymore. It's 2014.
This is not your grandfather's forensic SEO, or
you have to focus on what the end user is looking for, right? So think about that when you're creating this content. Second tip from a guy named Eric Inge. Eric is the CEO at Stone Temple Consulting, and Eric's tip is do some keyword research. Duh.
Yeah.
If you're gonna create content, you must, especially written content, well, frankly, any content these days, do some keyword research. Know what's out there and what people are really looking for.
Right.
And so he also says, and let good writers write it. and I like that part. Like a lot of times.
How much emphasis was on the word good?
Man, like.
It should be like
that
bold, like italicized,
underlined,
double
in a bigger font.
size,
Yeah, like let good writers write it. Because a lot of times people write content and maybe their concept is good. Maybe they've done the keyword research, but the writing sucks.
Yeah.
And so then they lose all interest and relevance in it because it wasn't written well. And so I'll definitely co-sign that. And I'll say if you're not a good writer, then don't write it. Yeah. Give your research and your concepts and your ideas to a good writer.
Right.
And allow them to write your content for you.
Or you might even want to do the rough draft of the document. Just let somebody else do it.
Let somebody else finalize it, and then you go back and proof it, if you will.
Make sure you're not asking people that you intimidate their opinion of your article. If you have superiority over them in some area or fashion or employee, and you don't feel like if they've never ever told you you're wrong, you shouldn't be asking them if your content is good.
Yeah, because they're gonna co-sign it.
Yeah.
So that was Eric's. He says do some keyword research. Number 3.
Did you get the mistake?
Well, so his mistake, he says, many marketers really overthink what goes in each piece of content. I think it was the reason. Some people do. I've seen content where it's way too convoluted. It's a whole, 1,000 scrolls down the page, and I could have got all of that information in 2 paragraphs, right? So some people do overthink it. But I think sometimes critical thinking is necessary for the sake of publishing a good article.
Well, I think you look at this article we're looking at would probably fall into the category of potentially overthought, right? I mean, you actually have 5 people thinking about it.
Yep, 9.
9, and it's awesome. Yeah. So if you were to give me I'd have to throw up a
in regards to that.
Yeah.
Number 3 was Melissa Falk. I like Melissa's portion. She went on to say a critical part of your content strategy should be focusing on making sure each piece of content develops trust, meets a need, and creates urgency. And
that's a good one.
That's
urgency.
Great.
Is that in the first guys? Urgency?
Urgency was not in the first guys.
Ah, okay.
And so she says, so without trust, you have nothing. Right,
yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'll add to that. Readers have to trust what they're reading. I need to know that what you're saying is correct. I need to know that it's the latest and greatest information. I need to trust it. Right? She says, if you don't meet a need, then you're not needed.
Yeah. Thank you.
At the end of the day, we used to say this in my hood. Man, I can be broke by myself.
Yeah.
Right. I can do bad by myself.
I don't need useless information. I've got plenty of it.
Exactly. Yeah. And lastly, she said, urgency doesn't allow customers to slip away.
That's awesome.
And especially, I'll add this tidbit, especially if you're providing a service. Like, let's say this is a service you're doing, AC repairs, what we tend to use all the time. It's hot right now. And so you create a sense of urgency with that. And these people won't slip away. They'll eventually contact you.
Yep.
And so number 4, I like Rand. Shout out to Rand. Rand is the Wizard of Moz.
The Wizard of Moz. Yeah, that's good
yeah,
too.
Dig that.
With his new beard and everything.
Yeah. Punch in the face to Rand.
Little handlebar mustache.
Rand's tip is simple. Survey your audience. And this is kind of along the lines of what Brad Sugars was talking about. Survey your audience. Before you dedicate the time and the resources and the effort to create a specific piece of content.
What do they want to hear?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Figure out what they want to hear, how they want to absorb it, what's the best way to present it, right?
Yeah.
And then if you're in a position and lucky and blessed enough to get that sort of info back, then use it and create the right content. And I'll co-sign that. I say ask questions before you create and publish.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may not be able to get a small, assembly of people and poll them one-on-one or in a group session. But maybe you can send out a few emails to a few select people in that industry and ask some questions and get some feedback before you dive into spending resources to create your content.
Yeah.
So Rand's mistake, he says, the number 1 mistake people make is he says until and unless you failed for years in a row and poured in effort again and again, you truly haven't invested in content. He's saying don't give up. Like, content strategy and content marketing takes some time. And everything won't just go viral overnight.
Yeah.
Everything won't go viral in 30 days. It takes some time and repurposing content and creating new content and sharing and beta testing and everything else. And so don't give up on creating content. I wrote, it's going to take some time to get it right.
Yep.
Right. At the end of the day, it's not going to be perfect the first time you do it. I mean, we're on 237.
Yeah.
and
apparently we still have room for improvement.
Exactly. And so it's not going to be perfect. Punch in the face to Rand. Number 5 is a guy named AJ Khan, owner of a company called Blind 5-Year-Old. Interesting company name.
Blind 5-Year-Old.
Yeah, they focus on
SEO
marketing strategies for startups.
So SEO is easy enough that a blind 5-year-old could do it.
I like that they focus on for startups.
Okay.
And so as a startup business,
you are a blind 5-year-old.
Exactly. Exactly. So I can dig that. His tip is readability. Don't make your users work for your content. People don't generally read, they scan. Use a strong font, interesting subheads, use short paragraphs, break things up, make it easy to remember.
That's good. That's,
AJ,
talking about the aesthetics of it.
Punch in the face, dude. Like, that's an awesome tip.
Yes.
People don't read. People watch.
Yeah.
And I was sharing this with a client the other day, how people will watch a 5-minute video before they read 2 paragraphs that'll take 10 seconds.
Yep. Absolutely. To be sure.
People, they will do it.
Yeah.
And then they'll scroll, especially on a mobile device. I'll watch, 30, 15-second Instagram videos.
Yep.
Right? Rather than read 30 tweets.
Yep.
It just happens to be that. And so make your content readable, making sure, he says, break up into short paragraphs, right? I think that kind of depends on what your content is.
I just saw an article that talked about restructuring of a separate article that they wrote, and how the restructuring had increased readability, actually they argued increased placement.
Yeah, probably did. Because they probably got more time on site, they probably had more interactivity, user engagement increased.
It clearly reads better, it's got H2s, H3s potentially,
And so
and lists,
And I think it really depends on the type of content as well, right? If this is something dry, kind of scientific, whatever it is, then it just may be a long paragraph and ain't nothing you can do about it. But at the same time, if this is something that's entertaining that a lot of people are going to be viewing, then yeah, definitely how you present that content is important. AJ's mistake was, he says, giving up too soon on the hard stuff. Yeah, like maybe you just having a struggle to create that perfect infographic, or whatever it is that's giving you an issue. Our issue right now is publishing our podcast in a fast enough time with the transcript and on YouTube on our website, right?
Yep.
A lot of moving parts, and we've been dealing with this headache.
Yep.
And that's just because it's a lot of moving parts, but we won't stop. Eventually, we'll get to the point where today's Friday. By Monday, you'll be able to get to our site, and you can watch the video. You can listen to the video, watch the video, listen to the audio, or read the transcript all in one place. And that's what we're trying to get to, and we're almost there.
Yep.
So number 6, Dr. Pete Myers. Punch in the face to Pete. I follow Pete on Twitter. Pete is awesome at algorithm updates. I get all my updates from Pete. That's my source, Dr. Pete Myers. Dr. Pete Myers is a marketing scientist at Moz.
I like that.
Yeah, marketing scientist. We might go revisit our titles.
Yeah, exactly. You sound kind of
dry compared to the marketing scientist and the forensic SEO consultant.
Yeah.
But anyway, Dr. Pete's number 1 tip is too many people don't put time and effort into their page titles. Put some effort in your page title. He even gave a little expert tip here. He says Google is showing fewer characters. The safe bet is about 55 by his research. And so, and that's correct.
Yeah.
Because what they did with some older algorithm update was they increased the font size of the titles being shown in the search result. And doing so limited the amount of characters being shown. And so it used to be 75, then it was like 65. Now he's saying 55. And so what that means is you have to really spend some time and figure out what those page titles are going to be. More importantly, focus on your top products and pages and link out from there. This is part of my mistake. He says don't convolute your title, right? Too many people do too many keywords and too much stuff and things like that, and so the title is not being read or is being manipulated by Google because it doesn't fit.
Right.
And so don't do that. His mistake is people want every single page and variation indexed and hope that everything will rank, and this leads to dilution. He's talking about a huge site. You got tons of pages on your site, and you don't go through that process of trying to optimize every single page, every single title, every single this, every single that, because you're trying to get all of those pages to rank, and it's just not going to happen.
Right.
You're going to dilute all of your SEO efforts. You're going to dilute the links that come in. Instead, which is what I was saying, focus on your top pages and your top products, and then link out from there, right, to some of those other pages. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's only probably 15 or 20% of your website's pages that generate all of your traffic anyway, and so focus there. Number 7, a guy named Matt Satala. Matt is the president of Avalanche Media, internet marketing company. Matt's tip is make sure all of your content is set up correctly to positively impact your Google authorship. Great tip, Matt.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that your authorship is even set up.
Yeah.
Right.
Step 1.
Exactly. Set up authorship. Claim your Google Plus. Go in and add your picture and all of that.
Link.
Yeah. Exactly. Make sure your contributor links are in place. And I'll add this on there. Be sure to post your content in places where the authorship is even recognized. Right? Make sure it can be indexed, and more importantly, be sure to tag yourself, rel equals author, on those posts. on those images, on those things that you're linking to, because you're the author.
Yeah.
And if you want to be recognized as the author, then you have to tag yourself.
Yeah. If you want credit from Google, you've got to put in the code that tells Google you wrote
deserve
it.
the credit. Exactly. Yeah. His mistake is people posting visual content with no actual text. I love that because people do it all the time. How many times you gotten a great image, great infographic, great video, right? And there's no supporting text.
Yep. Bad.
Super bad. Exactly. And so add a summary. Add a summary to whatever video you're publishing. Add a description to whatever image you're putting out there that briefly summarizes what this visual is about. That way people may be encouraged to read that first before they take the time to study infographic. Right. A well-done infographic takes some time to get through. When you're looking at each section and arrows and content, you know, it's almost as long as watching a video. Yeah. And so, summarize it. Do me a favor. Do me a favor and summarize the infographic.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Definitely. So punch in the face to Matt. Number 8, guy named David Wallace, CEO of a company called SearchRank. Heard of them. Yep. David's tip is simple. Conduct keyword research. We went back to the basics. Yeah. And so again, I'll say determine what keywords are being searched, right? And then, like we said at the other tip, provide that content to the writer.
The good writer.
The good writer to be incorporated. Number 9, lady named Monica Wright, Audience Engagement Director.
Audience Engagement Director. Wow.
Yeah. At Search Engine Land. Punch in the face to Monica. Her tip is content is meant to be experienced, whether its purpose is to entertain or to teach or to empathize. People experience content. I like that feeling. I want people to read my blog post or watch our podcast or read some content on our site and feel like they've went through something, they've learned something.
Connected.
Yeah, exactly. So content experience is key. She even has a series of questions you can ask, right, when generating your content. How do I? What is? Where can I find? What's the best? Who is?
Yeah.
Think about those specific questions when creating your content, and that way you can. Now I'll say this: think about those questions when creating content, keeping in mind your product or your service,
right,
that you're writing about, right. And so, who is, whatever your product is? Where can I find tacos? Right. Keep those questions in mind when writing your content, because that way, the people who read that content, those are the questions that they have. Those questions can become answered.
So just a real interesting note, of the ninth contributor, of the 9 contributors, only one had bullet points.
Yeah.
And it was her.
The last one. And so so that was pretty cool. So number 10, remember the article said 9, but we're gonna change it to 11. I have 2 more for me.
Yeah.
Number 10 was from Chris Burris, the owner of eWebStyle. And he says,
that sounds so boring now.
I know, right?
I don't even want to be the owner of eWebStyle. I want to be the forensic owner of
owner, scientist, forensicologist of eWebStyle.
Who wrote this article again?
This article was written by Arnie K.
All right, Arnie, we got to kick you in the shins first for not
hollering at us.
Hollering at us and asking our opinion.
Yeah. So number 10, Chris Burris, the forensic scientist. The owner of eWebStyle.
Audience gatherer.
Yeah, he says keyword research for the search and for the user.
Yeah.
Go in on that for a second.
Well, so it's pretty clear that you want to have for the search engine so that they show up there. But you want to make sure that when they land on that page, they're finding those keywords that they were looking for. Mm-hmm. So we often talk about, in real estate, location, location, location. In internet marketing in general, keyword, keyword, keyword. In a particular landing page, continuity, continuity, continuity. They search for this, they found this, and that is found prominently so they don't bounce.
Definitely. And so number 11 will be me, Charles Lewis, marketing specialist. Yeah,
woo! Marketing specialist. That's better than just CEO. It feels like.
No, I'm gonna go with
marketing genius.
Expert
bar.
Something or another.
Marketing genius bar extraordinaire.
Yeah, what he said. So I'll say create actionable content. right? So you want to create content that makes people do something.
Yep.
At the end of the day, if people come to your site and you want them to subscribe to something or download something or order, buy, or whatever your desired call to action is, then create content that supports that action.
Yep.
Because you don't want people to come to your site and read it and leave. You want them to take that action. And your content is what encourages them. Content of graphics and video and slides and infographics and verbiage and all of that, your content, and that encourages people to take that action. So punch in the face to Arnie K,
and a kick in the shins. We got to keep that in there.
Yeah, kick in the shins, man. Holla at us, man. Yeah. Top tips for optimizing your content. 9 experts weigh in. 11 experts weigh in. Punch in the face to you guys. I'll post this article, and you guys check it out.
Excellent. Do we have any what?
So I don't really have no what, but I have blank stare though. I need to go blank stare just for.
We can do blank stare. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was blank. Yeah.
This blank stare goes.
I haven't done that in a while.
I know.
It's hard to get the blankness.
Blank stare goes to Yahoo. So ComScore released some results, and Yahoo has fallen to less than 10% of search volume.
From numbers that were higher.
Yeah. I mean, they're officially single digits.
Wow. I think that's called on the way out of the search business is really what that is. So then they're just a portal, which is easily replaced as a
I mean, unfortunately, soon as Google comes up with the fantasy football
oh yeah, you're out of there. I'm out of there.
Like, that's the only reason I keep my Yahoo account right now. I'm waiting on football season to start.
Right. So you
because they have one of the best fantasy football. I don't like the NFL ones. I don't like ESPN's ones. They're just busy and hard to navigate, and their app sucks. The Yahoo does a great app, and the web platform is pretty cool too. But that's it.
Yeah.
So
for you, at
for
least,
me,
and probably hundreds of thousands of people. So Google should get right on that. And they can probably knock that out in a weekend.
Or Yahoo should sell it. I mean,
yeah.
Make some money off of it at least.
All right, you guys have been tuning into the most
popular.
Before
Google makes it.
Yeah, before they make it. Yeah, because then you're screwed once Google makes it. You have been listening to the most popular internet marketing podcast on iTunes, in Stitcher, in the known universe, Planet, Galaxy, everything. Thank you guys for tuning in. It is because of you.
The Mason-Dixie line.
You guys make it happen. This has been podcast number 237,
broadcasted live in Houston at eWebStyle at 5999 West 34th Street, Suite 106.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Until the next podcast, my name's Chris Burris.
I'm Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now. Good job getting that in there.
Yeah, we missed it at the beginning.